Hello, my name is Dara Such, and as VP and Publisher, I oversee the cybersecurity practice here at TechTarget. During my more than 15 years in this market, I've witnessed a lot of change. Everything from the technology available to protect businesses, to evolving marketing strategies, targeting buyers of security solutions, and even around exactly how decision-making and buying teams themselves have evolved. As a publisher, TechTarget is continuously adapting and responding to changes like this. Because after all, we're content marketers too. And our business model includes operating the largest direct marketing engine in B2B tech. So as we enter another phase of change, we wanted to share some of what we've learned so that demand and revenue marketers like yourself can be sure that your activities yield maximum impact on your organization's revenue, market, and wallet share. Now, to kick things off, let's start with some positive news. Out of all major technology trends measured, cybersecurity and risk management tops the list of technologies that the TechTarget community and your prospects intend to allocate the greatest amount of additional budget to in 2020. That means security beat out cloud, AI, DevOps, and even IT automation as it relates to budget line item growth. While that's great news, there are three major trends or change agents that are important to be mindful of as you seek to capture as much of that budget as possible. Digital transformation and its associated impact on staffing and departmental collaboration. Macro job trends coupled with the tech skills gap, which we know impacts the security market more acutely than any other. And finally, the recent but very real impact of COVID-19. Let's take a closer look at each of these change agents to understand how they're requiring marketers to also adapt. So in today's business environment, to adequately compete and keep up with the demands of our customers and employees alike, 70% of businesses are actively engaged in activities to support digital transformation, our change agent number one. The very nature of digital transformation taps into technology concepts that are horizontal or department agnostic, and require collaboration from multiple teams. Things like automating processes, adopting more AI or machine learning, and improving an organization's overall risk and security posture. But what we often overlook is just how businesses do digital transformation. While much is technology-driven, the people and staffing are crucial elements to achieving the business goals. In fact, when we poll those actively engaged in digital transformation efforts, 2 of the 10 activities they cite are entirely focused on people and team management. 35% are breaking down departmental silos to support digital transformation and foster better collaboration across teams. And nearly 30% are explicitly restructuring staff and those teams to enable that better collaboration. Now, turning to change agent number 2, the jobs and skills dynamics within cybersecurity. We know the job of cybersecurity pros is a difficult one. Mistakes can lead to fines, job loss, and historical challenges attracting candidates like women or millennials, each who represent about 50% of the workforce, have left the industry with a supply and demand problem, where fewer candidates are seeking careers in this field than the demand for them. ISC Squared actually cites that 4 million jobs will go unfilled within cybersecurity. And nearly 70% of companies cite a shortage of security staff. And even fewer organizations staff for the role of a CISO. So leadership roles are not immune to this. They're also impacted. Now, that's a little bit on the cause, but the effect is really where I want to draw your attention. Despite these challenges with staffing, businesses must still prioritize cybersecurity. It's business critical. And to respond to these dynamics and the lack of supply, much like with digital transformation, business and IT leaders are going horizontal. They're developing from within and performing on-the-job training to folks in adjacent departments. Half of businesses are explicitly seeking versatilist candidates who can do the job of multiple functions. And when you ask the IT pros themselves, Nearly 70% agree that their involvement in shortlisting and evaluating vendors goes way beyond what their title might indicate. In fact, from a recent Indeed jobs report, only about 40% of all jobs posted with a focus on cybersecurity had the word security in the job title. So bottom line here is, like we've been saying for years, security truly is everyone's responsibility. And we're seeing that manifest all the way through to team collaboration as it pertains to vendor solution shortlisting and consideration. Finally, and perhaps the most acute and immediate, change agent number 3, COVID-19. As businesses adapt to a new style of work, we know how crucial cybersecurity is in the era of COVID-19. As work from home has quickly become the new norm, security pros are not absolved from that either. Folks who may have previously sat physically in a security operations center are also displaced, not only impacting how they do their jobs, but making it harder for you to connect with those folks who are already quite scarce. Additionally, in early March, Gartner had already projected a 25% absenteeism rate within IT due to layoffs or illness. Coupled with the pre-existing jobs trends within cybersecurity, marketers within this category should expect more and more non-security constituents taking up the mantle within targeted organizations to help offset these dynamics. The silver lining, however, is security solutions have been very much democratized. Good basic security hygiene and traditional blocking and tackling based technology solutions are in high demand. Everything from multi-factor authentication, antivirus, and basic network security. Simultaneously, more strategic and complex security challenges like tackling DevSecOps, cloud security, and enabling a truly perimeterless environment are drawing rapid attention to growth categories like SASE, Secure Web Gateway, and virtual security operation centers. And we see this activity manifesting in real time using our purchase intent. Now, despite these strong agents of change impacting the very teams your organization is targeting, you may still be saying that you'd prefer to focus on what has worked for you previously. Let's take a look at the impact these 3 change agents are already having on in-market research as it relates to persona targeting. So using application security in the DevSecOps category as an example, here's a quick look at just how dramatically different the job is to build and secure applications and data within them today. What used to be somewhat self-contained is now a multifaceted ecosystem of different technology needs, functionality, and considerations. No one person, role, or department can adequately own this end-to-end independently. Today's application security and DevSecOps persona at the very least include these 3 core functional roles, each with different but highly important priorities and project requirements. Yet in this live example at FedEx, we can see how true pre-purchase research at enterprise-sized companies includes more than 24 individuals, each who represent different facets of the hub and spoke we just reviewed. And yet, oftentimes marketers willingly exclude some of the most active stakeholders researching within this same company at the same time on related topics because they don't meet a preconceived notion of a title being important. And to take this further, when we look at individual content pieces, particularly by-stage content essential to shaping project requirements like this one, we see how breaking down departmental silos translates directly to pre-purchase research. This is a real-life look at the digital body language showing how distributed and collaborative buying teams have become. Now, this is not limited to just application security. We have seen similar cross-departmental research patterns across many categories within the security practice. What you're looking at here are actual live confirmed IT projects, which were confirmed to TechTarget by members of the buying team outside of the security function. As a marketer, are you comfortable not engaging with buyers in these categories simply because their title didn't match your desired profile? Would you not sell to Visa or Farmers Insurance for that reason? Now, in fact, when we look broadly across all confirmed projects tied to cybersecurity, only about a quarter originate from people with explicit security titles. And that makes a lot of sense when you think about how important security is across all facets of IT and business, coupled with some of the dynamics we previously discussed around the scarcity of cybersecurity professionals. As a marketer, I would view active research from non-security roles or personas as a means to increase my opportunity generation by up to threefold, simply by eliminating title-driven restrictions in my outbound or data-driven activities. Now, to play that out a bit, let's look at some real proof points where customers of ours have successfully accelerated their revenue and closed won deals by focusing on activity and intent rather than a restrictive persona-driven approach. In this example, there are 2 deals that were won representing a total of $300,000 in revenue. By embracing access to all engaged buyers researching regardless of their role, this vendor not only won a deal entirely invisible to their competitor, they also won another deal by having 3 times more contacts to influence versus a competitor with a title restriction on a program. In another category, a similar dynamic plays out. And in this situation, nearly 3/4 of the opportunities could have been entirely invisible or exponentially harder to win had the focus been solely on security-focused roles alone. Now, I know most marketers I'm in contact with would gladly claim close to $300,000 of marketing-driven revenue versus $70K and 3 closed lost opportunities. While we at TechTarget have witnessed the evolution from centralized to cross-departmental buying teams, you'll notice that other trusted resources like SiriusDecisions and Gartner also loudly acknowledge this point too. And particularly in today's noisy vendor landscape, focusing only on senior or security-specific titles is truly limiting. And in a time of unprecedented demand for effective cybersecurity technology and results, embracing those researching for solutions in your market, regardless of title or role, gives your organization real business results, including more paths into deals and better conversions. What we do as marketers to adapt to changing market dynamics will make the difference between losing or gaining market share. And winning organizations really embrace this approach. And when you do, you can start to see how you can influence, engage, and sell to these new buying centers that are cropping up in and around your business opportunity. And I have to end by asking ourselves that if the cybersecurity technology that we are selling looks nothing like it did 5 years ago, why do we as marketers continue to market based on legacy approaches? Activity matters now more than ever. Thank you. And as always, feel free to contact me directly if you'd like to hear more about market dynamics that TechTarget monitors to help your business maximize its revenue potential. In the meantime, stay safe.